Well, here we go again. Another report says the government has to get between us and the dinner table and stop us from gobbling our way to ill health. This time it's the Ontario government's meant to stop people from advertising junk food to kids on the theory that, if kids don't see it on TV, they'll never get interested in it. It's worked so well for marijuana that I'm sure it could be done with potato chips. But maybe there's another way. I am joined now from Toronto by Marci Warhaft-Nadler. She's a fitness trainer and author, and you have dealt extensively with this both in your own life and in your professional life. What are we meant to do to get kids to eat more healthily?
Well, here's the thing. My issue is we're focusing so much on anti-obesity, childhood obesity, and the problem is, believe it or not, obesity isn't the problem. Obesity is a symptom of a bigger problem, and the bigger problem is healthy living. And by focusing just on weight, we're completely forgetting that it's actually an issue on health. And so whatever you focus on just gets bigger. So if you're going to focus on food, it's just going to become a bigger issue for kids. And the problem with attacking food in the way that we do, there's a few problems. One thing is by calling something junk food and hiding it from our kids, we're not really explaining what junk food is. And that's because a lot of the times we don't know what junk food is. We say cookies are bad and brownies are bad. And so kids think because they want them that they're bad. And then you're creating emotion around food, when really cookies aren't bad. What we need to look at is what makes a food unhealthy. It's the ingredients that go into them that we need to be looking at. So if we really want to educate our kids, that's what it comes down to. You don't want to force kids to be healthy because, well, that's the thing. We want our kids to want to be healthy. What we're doing now with focusing so much on food as the issue with obesity is that we're telling kids in order to be healthy, you have to be skinny. And that's not true. In order to be healthy, your body it's all about how your body works, not so much how your body looks. And that's what we're missing. So let's educate our kids as to what healthy living really is, because what we're doing now is we're using fear and we're using shame. And you don't want to scare somebody into healthy living because what you're saying is, if you eat well, then you won't get fat. No. That's not what you want to tell your kids. You want to tell your kids, if you eat well and you exercise and you have an all-around healthy lifestyle, then you'll feel good and you'll be healthy. Because
okay.
Go ahead.
You said the E word, exercise. Because I think it would be possible to be thin without being healthy if you are not physically active. Leaving aside, extreme cases like actual starvation. But it seems to me the foundation of good health actually is keeping your body moving the way your body is not meant to just sit around as though it were a sack of potatoes.
That's huge, John, because here's the thing. You have a lot of kids who are naturally skinny. A lot of teenagers.
And I hate them, I must say.
Well, here's the thing, though. So here's what's confusing. You have kids who can eat whatever they want and can be completely sedentary and not gain a pound. And so we think, they're healthy, but they're not healthy. Then you have kids who may can be considered overweight according to an inaccurate body mass index, for example, but they are active. And they're actually healthier than the kids who are skinny, but who eat unhealthy things and are completely sedentary. So that's the problem again. It's what message are we giving? When I go into a high school with my body image workshops and I see that the vending machine, they've gotten rid of all the pop, but they've replaced it with diet pop. What's the message there? Again, are we really looking for what's healthy for our kids or what's going to make them skinnier? When we're looking at labels, we think we're being vigilant by looking at fat and calories. No, we shouldn't be looking at that. It doesn't matter. Just because a food has no fat and no sugar, usually it means it has no nutrition. So we need to figure out what healthy really means. And yes, it is balance and moderation when it comes to food. It means being physically active. These are things that will make us all over healthy, because to look at a child and to just focus on the physical, you're missing what a really healthy kid is, which is healthy physically, emotionally, and psychologically.
Okay, now earlier on you mentioned ingredients, and it reminded me of a recent story that Britain apparently has excessive rates of premature death from cancer, partly because the British eat too many cold cuts and other meats that, according to the story, have additives in them that are bad for you. So part of it has to be then not just the sugar and fat, but looking further down on the list.
But that's the thing, and that's what we don't realize. We think we're being so vigilant because we're cutting fat and calories, but we're not, because you can have foods that are higher in fat and higher in calories that are loaded with the nutrition that we need, but we're so fat phobic. We're so terrified of getting fat that we're going to put our health and our lives at risk through dangerous methods to lose weight in order to get to what we think we should be, which is skinny. So it's like I say, when you have the media telling kids that they need to be skinny to be attractive, and then you have the government saying you need to be skinny to be healthy, the only message kids are getting is you need to be skinny. And they're going to be willing and desperate to get to that place through any measures necessary.
Okay, so time running short. I mean, I have the simple-minded, my plan for healthy living, I call it the meal plan. It's more exercise, less eating. In a few bullet points, what advice would you give parents and kids to have a more healthy life?
For parents, stress less. There's so much blame on them, stress less. And if you are stressed about food, do not project that onto your children. Next thing is get out with your kids and be active. Doesn't mean you have to join a gym. It means going to the park, creating obstacle courses that are fun, going for a walk after dinner, playing games during commercials that are active. Get active in a fun way. Bring foods in. It's not about you can't have cookies. It's about let's bring in new vegetables, new fruits, new vitamins, new foods that we haven't eaten before. I'm tired of the anti approach. We need to be more pro. Let's be pro-health instead of so much anti-fat.
Okay, well, I really appreciate you coming on to talk to us about this. It is such a timely issue. We seem to have gone from ignoring it to being obsessed about it without finding balance.
Balance,
and I think balance is just such an important thing. So again, thank you very much.
Thank you.